New coach Ben Johnson brings a widely respected balance of aggression and play design to the sidelines. If only Johnson can get his lineups on paper talent to translate in between the lines, there's no reason Chicago shouldn't up its win total by at least a few games. And in a tight division where everyone might wear on each other, it's possible that just getting above 500 could be enough for the Bears to sneak all the way to the top. With that said, their projection for the Bears is 7-10 in a last place finish. So, all right. Thank you, CBS Sports Line. 7-10, 8 maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Division title seems a little bit lofty, but you never know if it all goes totally according to plan. You're shaking your head in disbelief. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing that.
I'm sorry. I just, again, anytime you have this amount of change, to expect it to go so well, I would think you need a veteran team. This is not a veteran team, especially when you have a quarterback in Caleb Williams. I think that if you had a veteran that you were like, okay, he's stepping in, he's going to pick this up, he's going to be able to lead them.
Yeah.
He's still learning.
Yes, I agree with that.
He's still learning. So, no.
He might still take some lumps this year.
Yeah.
And it might be better and look a lot better, but he might still take some lumps, to your point. Learning another new offense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
new
think
language, new techniques, new fundamentals that he's still working on. Just coming out of the huddle.
Yeah.
Spitting the plays out.
What I think could be, and I guess I would say would be a successful season is, growth from this quarterback and this offense. And you see Ben Johnson making a difference, getting to 8 wins, being in the hunt most of the year. And if you come up short, okay. But the expectations will be that much greater, and it would be, to me, much more realistic to talk about 2026 division champion Chicago Bears. That seems more realistic, that there is still some growth, and there's a lot that needs to be fixed within this organization.
Yes.
That's why Ben Johnson was brought here.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be overnight.
No, you can't.
Could it happen? Yeah, anything in the NFL is possible, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Look at the changes in the roster alone. That's a lot of change.
Yeah.
New coaching staff, new systems on both sides of the ball.
Right.
There's just your most consistent position is what?
Your most consistent position is probably your
defense.
Probably your defensive backfield, right?
Almost the entire defense. Really, they barely made any. Some changes up front.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think position groupings.
Yeah.
Like,
then definitely the secondary.
Your corners and your safety. Your secondary is your best, most probably dependable attribute, isn't it?
And
on your football team?
That shouldn't be. That's the back. That's building from the back out.
Right, I know.
So
yeah.
That's why there's just way too many question marks. Way too many.
Could be your receiving core, but I think right now going in, we'd say it's Jalen Johnson. It's Brisker.
Yeah.
Hopefully Brisker can play. It's Gordon.
We were saying the same thing last year.
Yeah, and I think even
we said the exact same thing last year.
To me, that's the group I would bet on most is that group. To be honest.
Yeah, that's really
maybe wide receiver.
Yeah. It really, I think we're hopeful for the defense again. There's so much attention on the offense because it's Ben Johnson that I think people are just assuming the offense is going to take off. That's a big assumption. But I really think the defense, I'm very interested to see what Dennis Allen is doing with the defense. And when I saw the story about the roster and the Bears listing the weights, I thought, gosh, I don't
remember them doing that.
I don't remember that. And to see the differences, there's some that are pretty drastic. Javon Dexter went from 312 last year to 326 right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of muscle he put on.
That's a lot of muscle. Andrew Billings got down to 311 last year. He's back up to 340. Jonathan Ford, one of your backups, 338. Now he's 346. I don't know what Grady Jarrett is. I didn't find his.
I think he was about the same. I looked. I think kind of what he's always been.
So you wonder, what is the formation that Dennis Allen, is he basically going to use 2 or 3 interior defensive linemen?
I mean, he runs a 4-3.
Well, it could be a wide
like
nine.
And there will be. He does do a lot of wide nines.
Wide nine. Push
like way
Montez
outside the
way
tackle.
outside.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Dominique Robinson, former quarterback, wide receiver, goes from 253 to 275.
Wow. That's
a
big.
huge.
The Dexter one is interesting. And like, was he playing more nose, like shaded nose? And what will he? Well, I guess we'll learn a lot more come training camp.
Dexter
is he
always,
not going to be as much of a 3 technique?
Well, Dexter always seemed to me like he was focused more. He would get those. He'd get the sacks in bunches, and I don't think he focused enough on stopping the run. And he was always talking more about, getting the sacks. And I think now they are focusing on a really jumbo front line that is going to stop
Dexter,
the run.
Billings to get Grady Jarrett. I mean, what's the
Jarrett?
What does that look like?
I mean,
you're running out of positions and you're going to be playing Odengbo and Sweat. They're going to be rushing
early
the passer.
downs. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see like a jumbo front on the defensive line. I don't know. That's what it's looking like. Unless they're just competing for the same job. I don't think they are. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think unless Andrew Billings, maybe they didn't think as highly of him.
Or if they're just going to scale back his playing time
right,
considerably.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And then in more pass rush situations, you see heavy dose of like Jarrett and Dexter together with 2 edge rushers.
Yeah. So just so interesting. We'll see what they do in training camp. And you can't count on Shamar Turner now because we don't know what's going on with these second-round picks.
Yeah, the second-round pick thing is interesting.
And this is a guy who has an opportunity to really make some noise. You know who's not listed at all?
Who?
I forgot his name already. Who is the draft pick from a couple of years ago? He's completely gone incognito, has made...
pass rusher?
Yeah, has made no noise at all. Defensive tackle. Hang on.
Oh, Zach Pickens.
Pickens, thank you.
Zach Pickens is.
I think
he's
out of a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's not even mentioned. So this is, I found it very interesting. I think there's a lot to watch when training camp opens.
Here's the other story, and we first brought this to people's attention. Black and Abdallah talked about it a couple weeks ago, and we talked about it. This is the weird thing going on with these second-round picks. The first 2 picks, so picks 33 and 34, got fully guaranteed 4-year deals. And it seems to be groundbreaking. And it seems to be holding up everybody else. So we're down to just, if this is the latest intel and if this is accurate, and I believe it is, this looks like it's a story from a day ago. There are 2 first-rounders still unsigned. And we know the very public one is Shamar Stewart fighting with the Bengals. And then Jahdae Barron of Denver has not signed either. I believe those are the only 2 first-rounders that have not signed. Travis Hunter just signed his deal in the last couple of days. I think those are the only 2. So 2 left in the first round. There are only 3 third-round picks that haven't signed. There are only 5 fourth-round picks that haven't signed. And then every pick from rounds 5 through 7 has been signed by their team. There are 30 unsigned second-round picks, including 3 Bears. Shamar Turner, Ozzie Trapillo, and Luther Burden III.
When you look at
unsigned
in New
picks.
Orleans, is it Schuff, Tyler Schuff, the quarterback?
It's Tyler Shuck. Yes.
Yeah.
Tyler Shuck.
So when you look at him, he's going to be starting. So I completely understand why.
Yeah, was Shuck a second rounder?
He was the second rounder.
He was their second rounder.
Why you're you're going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, I would.
You need a guaranteed contract. I mean at that position. I mean, what if something happened? What if something happened in camp?
Here we just talked about they don't give out guaranteed contracts.
I know. How did
those first 2 second-round picks get them?
It's really something. I'm going to look up to see who the agents are. Yeah, so because that's really, once you see it happening, they're all going to start doing it then, and that's the big key. they're all going to start saying, nope.
Shuck is listed as their starter right now.
See?
Spencer Rattler is second string and Jake Haener. At least that's the ESPN.com has it listed that way. Who knows how accurate the depth charts are right now. It's June for crying out loud for these teams, but they've got Shuck listed as the starter. That makes it interesting considering the Bears have 3 of them that they have to try to get done. Yurko said he doesn't think it's a problem until you get to like August 1st. Then you start to get a little bit more nervous maybe.